the latest edition of the Cox Sports Report, presenting high school basketball highlights from Hampton Roads to you. With Chris Park, I am Matthew Hatfield, and Chris, we're underway in conference play.
We certainly are, Matt, and it's some exciting action, and we've got plenty of highlights this week, and we'll start over with you.
Yeah, Heritage taking on Nansemond River in the ironclad conference showdown for first places. These are two of the top-ranked teams in the state. Nansemond River coming in number 1 in 4A, Chris. Heritage number 2, and these two teams could meet several times again this season.
Yeah, and a big matchup for Nansemond River at home. You want to defend home court, and early on, the action going the Warriors' way as the rebound put back up and in for Bethel Branch for 2 points to the Warriors.
He was just a bore-eater in this game, 16 of them a career high, but Corey White with the baby hook shot for the Hurricanes coming right back at the Warriors. No strangers to tough games and hostile environments there in the Peninsula District. And there's Romelo Anderson with the sweet jumper.
Defense trying to step it up, but down low once again. The shot up and good. This time Adrian Coleman as the paint the place to be for the Warriors right now in the first half.
Back and forth battle here in the opening period, and right now it's a three-pointer off the window by Devin Brailsford in the corner. Much to the disgust of Coach Ed Young of Nansemond River, but his team is up by 2 starting the second quarter.
It's a game-winning shot north right there, Matt, as another three on the way up and good for Michael Duncan, and the three-point barrage is on for the Hurricanes.
But Scott Spencer, the talented junior wing for Nansemond River, in transition with a nifty play, and the Warriors with that fast break game. Now they get it inside to Adrian Coleman down low for 2.
And the paint, again, is where the Warriors are doing the majority of their scoring, but outside of the paint is where the Hurricanes are doing their scoring, except here inside the 2 is up and good for number 21, Gordon.
And you see Malik Maury with one of his 10 assists there. Now in transition come the Hurricanes. Look at Romelo Anderson, the junior, with the great play down the lane as the Hurricanes fast break is starting to get going.
Inside the arc, now driving inside. The shot off the glass up and good for Devin Oakley as the Warriors trying to hang tough against the Hurricanes.
Heritage's three-point shooting, though, the difference in the first half is you see Marcus Van Hook with a three-pointer coming in, season high of 5 three-pointers. The Hurricanes got that in the first half of this week.
Duncan again, nothing but the bottom of the net for the Hurricanes. As you've mentioned it, Matt, a great three-point shooting display in the first half.
There's Jalen Ruffin on the inside, the reserve, 6'6" senior forward for the Warriors. As Nansemond River not going away, but too much outside shooting so far for Heritage. They are just red hot from deep.
Duncan again, and it's only a 3-point deficit for Coach Young and Nansemond River. You had to feel pretty fortunate to be only down 3.
And Nansemond River will go up early in the second half, but Corey White and the Hurricanes would get it going here as they would go on a 16-0 run there. Romelo Anderson on the break for 2, and those fans from Newport News and Travel sitting behind the bench are loving it as Mero strikes from long distance.
The 3-point shooting has carried over into the second half as again Mero goes inside. A great find as Van Hook scores the basket. And you were seeing pretty much all of the baskets on the 16-0 run for Heritage.
Malik Mero then driving through the lane with the deuce off the glass, and Heritage suddenly up 12 starting the fourth quarter.
And the deficit would continue to grow as a nice offensive rebound and the layup up and good for Corey White off the nice dish by Van Hook.
Scott Spencer trying to bring Nansemond River back. They are down, but not out just yet. Spencer pulls up and hits the jumper just inside the 3-point arc. But Heritage, though, too much firepower on this night, especially in the painted area to go with that 3-point shooting. As you see Troy Gibson with the monster slam.
And you see the extra pass being made in the paint for a lot of these scores by Heritage. Is again down low, the score for White, and Heritage again pulling away. As the missed shot is going to be cleaned up off the glass and good for White.
Corey White with 10 of his 20 points in the fourth period. Devin Oakley goes down the lane, but he's stripped by Mero. Up ahead there is Mello with the punctuation dunk. And Heritage going on the road to Suffolk, getting a major win, 70-55 to take over sole possession of first place in the Ironclad Conference. White with 20, Mello with 13 for Nansemond River in defeat. Oakley had 14 and Branch scored 13.
Moving on to the girls' action, it's Western Branch taking on Bethel. And these two teams have some great scores, and number 3, Alexis McKay, certainly a big-time score for Western Branch.
A 6A Conference 2 South showdown, and you know the Bruins will win, but which Bruins will win here in Chesapeake? It's Western Branch early on with the bank shot by Kayla Scott that's good.
And again, Bethel taking advantage of some nifty maneuvering inside the paint. Now the pick and roll against the zone defense, off the glass and good for Bethel, as that was Brittany Bryson with the score.
Brittany Bryson headed to Goldie Beacom College in Dillard, one of 2 signees along with Kelly Foster is going to UNC Greensboro. Western Branch with some talent of their own there as a three-pointer is put in there by Erica Coleman, the top scorer returner for Coach Troy Terry's team, and Western Branch with the early lead.
Coleman this time showing a nice mid-range game, stops at the elbow and scores. This time Alexis McKay will get into the action. She knocks it in from long range. And Western Branch continuing their hot shooting as this time Coleman finds nothing but the bottom of the net.
Well, those trifectas are falling, but this time it is blocked there. Just see Bryson swatting it away there. And the Bethel Bruins huddling here. Now it's Bethel on the other end here as they get it to Bryson at the top of the key. Takes a couple of dribbles, goes to the rack with the basket, and draws the contact.
Bethel again looking to exploit holes in that zone defense for Western Branch. A kick out three to Kelly Foster as she knocks it home. And suddenly Bethel only down by one.
Yeah, 24-10 third quarter spurt though for Bethel would really get them going as Jamie Thomas knocks down the jumper, and it's followed again by another jumper, this one by Kayla James as Bethel's outside shooting will get going here in the third quarter.
Bethel now ratcheting up the defense a little bit, leads to an offensive possession in the corner three on the way, and it's good, and Bethel continue to strike from deep as Kayla James knocks it home.
She had 3 3-pointers in the third quarter, doing it in Western Branch's territory. Coach Troy Terry's team needing to make a rally. McKay will be the one that has to do it as she connects from long distance, and Western Branch cutting into that deficit now as they move the ball pretty well here. Coleman will fire it in from long range and count it.
Coleman and McKay, the dynamic duo, keeping Western Branch within striking distance, however trailing by double digits going into the fourth quarter.
And Bethel here looking to get a major road victory. It would be do wonders for them here as they move into conference play. A shot there is blocked there by Bethel, and now the jumper is put in by Jamie Thomas for Bethel.
Once more, Foster off the mark with a loose ball. Offensive rebound picked up by Bethel's number 30, Brittany Bryson, as she scored and she's fouled.
Bryson being a factor in the paint as you see McKay getting in foul trouble. And Bethel with good spacing to get some of these high percentage shots here in the second half. Now able to drive and kick it to Bryson, who converts inside just right here by the basket. And then Bethel again now on the break, up 10, and they will put the finishing touches here with another long-range three.
And that three knocked home by Kayla James as Bethel continuing to dominate here in the second half, much to the delight of their fans and the green shoes wearing crowd, or as a tribute to Oregon or Toxic Waste, take your pick. As another score there, this time by Brittany Bryson, gets the hoop and the kick out and the three on the way. Nothing but net for Jamie Thomas.
Bethel just red hot, too much outside shooting here in the second half. Western Branch though won't go away quietly as they will convert here on the long range shot, but a little bit too late as Bethel goes on the road and wins it 58-45. You see Kelly Foster with 15, Bryson chips in 14, while Western Branch's Alexis McKay scored 16. Erica Coleman had 12 for Western Branch.
Coming up after the break, we've got more scores and highlights. You're watching the Cox Sports Report. Back here on the Cox Sports Report, as this week at Cox Practice, our own Matt Hatfield checked out the number 7 ranked Green Run Stallions and their basketball team.
We're here at Green Run High School in Virginia Beach, where the Stallions have been one of the top contenders in the Hampton Roads area in high school basketball. But this season they're trying to make a deeper playoff push.
We knew it was going to start off well, and I mean, we expected to come in and we expected it to compete. The question is how hungry are we going to stay throughout the season, and can we compete with the upper level teams? I mean, I think we have one of the best conferences out there. I mean, Kellum is 9-2, and Northview, they're playing great ball. I mean, PA, they're on the scene too. And Salem, they got a young team. So I mean, our Conference 9 is a very strong conference.
It's gotten harder every year. Competition-wise, when I was in 9th grade, it was really hard. But as I got older, it started getting more. I started learning more basketball and started learning more about the game. We're looking forward to playing new teams. Don't want to keep playing the same teams every year. So to play like other teams like Maury and all that is more competition for us and to see what we really are as a team.
I knew Maury game was going to be a tough game because they're undefeated as well, and they're in our conference. So I just knew that was going to be a good game, but we learned from that game. The layups, they really count. Like, we missed a lot of layups and a lot of freebies, and just like transition points. We usually do well in transition. We did pretty bad. So yeah, when we watch film, we just see everything that we mistake, and everything can all be fixed.
I'm happy, but I'm not satisfied. I want the program to grow even more. I mean, I want to be at the level where we contending each year, and not just district conference, but just contending and always having kids graduate and go to college. So, I mean, am I satisfied? No, but I am happy where it's at right now.
It's been a different team every year, so it's different roles every year, and just listening to our coach and to knowing what type of team we have, so we know what to do and what not to do.
What we do best must be our defense, because we hold a lot of teams. It's like 40 points that usually average like 70 points. So we play great defense, and we also do the transition well. But we need to work on, I want to say, like slowing the offense up and calling our plays by ourselves, and just really slowing the tempo down where we need to.
As far as being a Green Run Stallion, you know, it's a very good place, a very great academic school, and they do great things here. So Green Run is a team that I think will be in the tops from years to come.
You can follow the Green Run Stallions on their postseason quest all season long on Sports Report. For Cox at Practice, I'm Matthew Hatfield.
Great job as always, Matt.
Well, thank you, Chris. We now shift gears going to Chesapeake as the Deep Creek Hornets play host to the Booker T. Washington Bookers, Southeastern District, Eastern District. But now, Chris, we've got conference play and their conference rivals, despite being in two different districts.
I know, Matt, it's a wild and crazy turn of events, but Booker T early on, first quarter action, a kick-out three on the way is good for Sakeem McCoy.
Granby transfer finding the touch from long distance, and now they're going to go in the corner for another three. This one off the mark, and that'll get Deep Creek out and running. DeAndre Mullen, the guard, with the two on the break.
You know, Devin Brailsford would have hit that three off the backboard.
Yes, he would have.
And now Deep Creek, kick-on action of their own, leads to an inside jumper off the glass, as that was number 10, Jorge Concepcion with the two.
Yeah, the junior guard, very talented, now leading the way for the Hornets with senior leader Marcellus Perkins injured and out for a while, but Stephen Whitley, the guy they call Diesel, connecting from three-point land.
He certainly does live up to that moniker, as Concepcion again drives baseline, this time stripped of the basketball, as that's number 4, Danilo Carroll going coast to coast off the glass for two.
He did it in a hurry there. He's got quite a bit of speed there in the open court. Deep Creek now again, as you see Whitley with the steal, they're off and running as he will put it in off the glass, and Deep Creek turning some defense into some easy baskets on offense with deadlock at 17 going into the second quarter.
Certainly great action so far in this one, and again the steal as the fast break is led by the big man, and he dumps it off to McCoy, who gets the basket for two.
Credit Breon Gaddy, the freshman, with the steal there. Now Deep Creek coming right back at you with a three-pointer from Jawan Shelton, the junior, as the Hornets can get back in the ballgame using that equalizer, the three-point shot.
Now the pick and roll leads to the nice lob, the hoop, and the harm, as that was Anthony Murphy with the two. And the Hornets keeping tough with the Bookers.
Going to need that inside play to really develop here with Perkins out and Anthony Murphy a key factor. So too is Breon Gaddy, the big freshman for the Bookers, as he is doing work on the interior. 35-28 in favor of the Bookers at the half.
And Matt, you don't usually see a freshman big man with moves like that in the post. Usually they just use their size to get easy baskets. But now it's the outside game for the Bookers, as it's the Diesel again for three. And Deep Creek in trouble right now in the second half.
They will go to Trey Williamson, two-sport athlete, also played some football, the 6'2" senior with a nifty move down the lane. But Booker T's defense very active now as they're starting to get some pressure and some steals. They kick it out for a three-point shot from McCoy, and it is in off the assist from Joe Battle.
And again, the Deep Creek offense is going to turn the ball over. Boyd finds a teammate off the glass, the easy hoop, as that was Joe Battle with the two.
And Dante Evans, Joe Battle, and these guards starting to get in on the action as the defense now forcing another Deep Creek turnover, and they will get a basket plus draw the foul here as Booker T has to love what Joe Battle's doing with his energy in the second half.
Joe Battle's world, and we're just living in it right now in this highlight, as Deep Creek again on defense trying to get a stop, but they're going to go inside with the nice one-hand shot off the rim, and good, as that was Ezekiel Ingram with the score.
Booker T up 17 starting the fourth quarter. This game was tied to start of the second period. Now Deep Creek putting the ball in the hands of Concepcion. You see his athleticism going down the lane for two, but Deep Creek going to need some stops defensively, and right now Booker T has been very effective on the offensive end behind Diesel. That's Stephen Whitley going to the rim for the basket.
You're It's too easy right now for the Bookers as they will take the victory in this one 75-58 over the Deep Creek Hornets. Stephen Whitley, a team-high 15 points for Booker T. Jorge Concepcion, a game-high 22 points to pace the Hornets.
Coming up next, we'll check in on Lake Taylor versus Kings Fork girls and Maury against Kellum in boys basketball action right here on Sports Report.
And welcome back to the Cox Sports Report as we turn our attention now to Kellum and Maury, two of these teams taking on each other in conference action. Matt, Kellum in the Beach District previously and Maury in the Eastern District, so kind of a rare matchup between these two teams.
It is now, and the fans have to get used to it, playing twice a year in Conference 9 and 5A South. Maury the leader right now, so Kellum looking to spring the upset. Early on, it's Kobe Copeland passing inside to William Shook. He's unable to connect. Back the other way come the Commodores at home in front of their fans. Mike Bassnight, the senior guard, attacks the rim and gets the bucket.
When you're looking to pull off the upset, Matt, you've got to be able to make layups when you have the opportunity. Shook was unable there, but he's going to find redemption here with the left hand off the glass for two.
That's what you do if you're coming. You guys shake it off and come right back, and they've got the defense here. They've got to stop Bassnight, though, in order to be successful. This time it's David Reed, number 3, 4-3 as the sub, giving the Commodores a spark off the bench.
Kellum going to find some trouble now against that Maury full court pressure defense as Jaleel Ferguson, causes a steal and receives the alley-oop and the easy dunk for two.
Great to have a guy like that showing for the flush. The younger brother of Jamal Ferguson, who's now at North Carolina Central. Then it's David Reed with the spin move. Doesn't get it to fall. Kellum with the rebound, but they lose the handle. And there is Bassnight, Johnny on the spot with the layup.
How to protect the basketball if you're Kellum. Going into the second quarter, trailing by 8 are the Knights. And that lead is going to grow for Maury as the great kick out by Coleman finds a wide open teammate for 3.
It's a great combination right there. Coleman and Bassnight, freshman and senior in the backcourt for Jack Baker's team. Kellum, though, starting to heat up from three-point land as Jared Grooms knocks it in on that possession, and Kellum would come right back here. Alex Rataziak kicks it out, but a little give and go as he knocks it down from long distance on this one.
Kellum utilizing the inside-outside game to perfection on a couple of threes, but this time it'll be the Commodores getting into the act, and the great equalizer only is an equalizer if both teams are making threes as Bassnight again hits from long range.
17-point cushion for Maury at the break. Kellum now facing that Maury defense, which is starting to get tenacious and really rev it up here. Coleman with the ball now as he will drive in the lane here. No good, but you see right there the tap in by Keon Buchanan, and Maury with so much athleticism at every position. Kellum looking to mount a rally here. Kobe Copeland with the fast break too.
Kobe Copeland's going to be involved in quite a bit of highlights for Kellum here in the second half as that press gets broken a little bit now, and Copeland finds himself wide open underneath the hoop for the easy layup.
But Kellum's defense not quite getting the stops they need as they're down 22, and Maury getting a lot of those quick out, easy action here. That layup was missed though, and Copeland right there the other way for 2 as Kellum cutting into that lead, but still a sizable one for Maury as right here the three-point attempt is off the mark for Kellum. Offensive stick back though is good for William Shook.
Can't fault the effort in the Knights on this one as Shook gets another rebound and score. This time the loose ball is going to be picked up by Kellum, but thrown away quickly, and it's picked off by Bassnight up ahead to a streaking teammate as that was Anthony Williams for the easy deuce.
And Maury getting everybody, so many weapons involved here. Bassnight, Coleman, you got Ferguson, Buchanan, Williams, and now here's Jerome Sanchez, one of the reserves, off the mark this time, but you try again, and it's good as everybody is getting in the act and everything's falling for the Commodores at home.
Certainly would, Matt. A 20-point victory for Maury over Kellum, 69-49 your final, as the Commodores were paced by Bassnight with 16 points, 13 in the first half, and Keon Buchanan 11 points and 10 boards for the Commodores.
We now go to girls basketball action at the Kennel, a rematch of last year's region playoff matchup at the Scope as the defending state champion Lake Taylor Lady Titans visit the Kings Fork Lady Bulldogs as two Group 4A powers collide in this showdown.
Early on, the opening tip is going to be won by Lake Taylor, but Lake Taylor is defensively now going to get into the action with a stop A nice block there, but the second chance opportunity leads to the easy basket for Khadijah Croker.
Going to Virginia Tech, she is to play her college basketball, walking double-double, and some nights a triple-double. She hits the basket just inside the foul line. Good touch from 15 feet in for Croker. Lake Taylor, though, you know, Coach Saunders-Sawyer's got a bunch of weapons. One of them, India McKinney, a holdover from last year's state title team. They said goodbye to Fiona Fitzgerald, who's going to Temple, but still some weapons there, and Coach Fana's team needing to make a rally early on.
First half barrage continues for Lake Taylor. There's another basket there. This time the loose ball is going to be fought for and grabbed by the Titans. And up ahead, an easy fast break opportunity and layup for Joanne Williams.
The transfer from Booker T, and it's a 16-15 advantage for Kings Fork early on in the first half. And this is when Lake Taylor would make its run in the second period. As you see, the kick out there for the three-pointer is good.
And choose your own three-point shooter at home if you'd like, as this time Lake Taylor chooses not to kick it out. Instead, the easy layup for Joanne Williams once again for the Lady Titans.
Williams and Kiara Cooper really doing damage for Lake Taylor early on here. And now it is Taylor Whitley with the steal and the hoop for the Lady Titans. Coach Mo Fafana's team needing a timeout.
The three-point shot again missed, but another second chance opportunity is going to be lost as a steal this time by Cuffey leads to a 3-on-1 fast break, and Cuffey will do it herself for the easy two.
And Lake Taylor really getting easy baskets off their defense. Went to a zone early. Now they're starting to trap and pressure. Revving it up here now inside off the window. India McKinney, and Coach Fafana is just really disgusted right now with his team performance, knowing they're capable of a lot much more.
And again, wide open underneath the basket was easy hoop for Williams, but this time a three on the way is up and good, as that was Chanel number 25 with the triple.
And it's a 14-point advantage for Kings Fork, going to the 13-point deficit going to the third quarter. Now Croker cutting into that deficit, as she's the one you got to go to make a comeback.
Certainly right, Matt. This time the layup is good for Lake Taylor as they continue to pour it on. But now the three-point barrage is going to begin, as that was number 21, Cindy Nichols, with the triple.
She's not done. She's going to do it again and connect from long distance. All of a sudden, an 8-point game as Kings Fork is chipping away.
Great defense there by the Bulldogs leads to a run and opportunity. And a 2-on-1, a foul opportunity, a foul shot for Kings Fork is going to put them even closer to Lake Taylor, now only down by 6.
Brittany Austin really pushing the pace at the point guard spot. She had 10 assists in this game, and now she's leading the break again, this time finding an open teammate. That's Amisha Miller for 2.
All of a sudden, Kings Fork with a 1-point advantage. And again, the three on the way for Cindy Nichols. She's got a 5 in her name and a 3 in the scoreboard. But Lake Taylor's going to force a turnover, almost force a turnover. And they're going to forget about Amisha Miller, who's wide open down low for the easy basket.
Croker with the assist there, and Lake Taylor really bringing that defensive pressure and heat there. They get a steal this time, and they throw it up ahead for 2. It is Kiara Cooper, but it's too little too late. Kings Fork pulling off the amazing comeback, 65-63. Croker with a triple-double, 22 points, 15 rebounds, 10 block shots. Miller chipping in 18, while McKinney had 15 in defeat for the defending state champion Lady Titans.
And this week's Virginia Preps Player of the Week goes to Chris Orlina of Woodside High School, who had a career-high 34 points and a 14-point victory over the Grassfield Grizzlies. And he followed that up with a double-double, 23 and 15, in a 102-54 rout of Oscar Smith.
We now check our notebook in the Beach District. Takara Parsons with a double-double as Lady Marlins defeat Tallwood by 5. Edward Gordon and William Shook of Green Run and Kellum, respectively, each scoring a career-high 22 points in wins. And Princess Anne girls falling to Cosby, ranked number 1 in the state in 6A, in overtime in the Stat VA Classic. Jadiva Hubbard with 25 points and 6 threes in the loss.
In the Eastern District, Amani Lewis sank the game winner with 3 seconds remaining to propel Granby past Ocean Lakes 42-40. And Lake Taylor's Trevon Lockhart scored 15 of his game-high 19 points in the second stanza as the Titans best Oscar Smith 48-44. And finally, Davon Brown records a double-double with 14 and 10 boards, and Norview's 17-point victory over Salem.
Over in the Bay Rivers District, Bruton ranked number 1 in the state in Group 2A, losing its first game of the year to Brunswick by 6 in the William Lawson Classic up at Virginia State University. Joey Miller of Crafton with 27 points as the Clippers move to 13-2, while Devontae Devman of War Hill scores 31 and a win over York. He's averaging 29 points per game on the year. That's pretty impressive.
It really is, Matt. Well, it's been an exciting show and some great highlights.
Well, we are out of time. For Chris Park, I'm Matthew Hatfield. We'll talk to you next week right here on Sports Report.